Have you ever looked at a single frame in a superhero movie and thought, wait, did I just see a portal open to an entirely new universe? Well, buckle up, because the DC universe might have just dropped the biggest hint yet that Robert Pattinson's Batman and David Corenswet's Superman are about to collide, and not in some distant multiverse, but right here, right now. Oh yes, the clues are stacking up. The directors are dropping just enough breadcrumbs, and suddenly, that one Batman per universe rule feels anything but set in stone. So, should we expect to see Gotham's brooding detective trade barbs with the last son of Krypton? Let's dig into the wildest crossover that might already be happening under our noses. Let's rewind for a second. We're deep into the era where superhero universes aren't just franchises, they're mega cinematic sandboxes. DC Studios, thanks to the creative tornado that is James Gunn.
Have you had the conversation? Have you reconsidered integrating Pattinson's Batman into your DCU?
I contemplate everything, John. It's like, I talk about everything.
Has thrown open the doors for cosmic imps, kaiju-sized threats, interdimensional drama, and still leaves plenty of room for grounded stories about lost identity and hope. This new Superman universe is spectacularly bold. One scene, Clark Kent questions his place on Earth. The next, he's taking on a monster the size of a skyscraper without missing a beat. It's proof that a world can have gods and monsters, and still feel relatable. And here's the kicker. This wide-open world is tailor-made for exactly the kind of contrast a Robert Pattinson Batman would bring. Let's zoom in on the evidence. You know how die-hard fans freeze-frame every big fight scene hunting for secrets? Well, in the final battle of the new Superman movie, there's a second, blink and you'll miss it, where a road sign reads, Gotham City, keep left. In the heart of Metropolis chaos, while everyone's running for cover, Gotham pops up as a silent signal. Batman City is out there, somewhere, breathing the same air as Superman. And if that's not enough, during a kaiju-level smackdown earlier in the film, yet another sign creeps onto the scene. Major flood causes suffering. Quick DC lore test. What happened at the end of Reeves' The Batman? That's right, Gotham nearly drowned, left devastated by a flood. So, either someone in set design is having a laugh, or these movies are quietly knitting their worlds together. But what does James Gunn have to say? More than you might expect. When asked point blank about bringing Pattinson's Batman into the DCU, Gunn didn't dodge. He openly admitted, I contemplate everything. That's not a throwaway line. That's a guy leaving the door wide open, like an Easter egg dropped straight into real life. And it's not just Gunn. Matt Reeves, the mastermind behind The Batman, was pressed about Superman showing up in The Batman Part 2. He didn't shut it down. In fact, he called it an exciting challenge if it ever happens. And that's as close to a non-denial as you'll get in Hollywood interviews. The gears are turning. This isn't a dead-end rumor. It's a possibility that's growing louder with each passing movie. Now here's why this matters. Old school logic says you can't mix the grit and darkness of Pattinson's detective noir Batman with the spectacle and hope of the new Superman universe. But Gunn's vision literally celebrates this kind of clash. The DCU isn't about everything feeling the same. It's built on a foundation of contrast.
The movie is very different from the R-rated movie that we're making, a body horror movie with Clayface. It's very different from, the Sergeant Rock movie we're developing. It's very different from Supergirl, which is a space fantasy with...
From R-rated monster movies with Clayface, to cosmic fantasy with Supergirl, from war epics to detective stories, that's not incoherence. It's intentional, it's modern, and it's what makes a universe interesting. Marvel already cracked this code. You can have Daredevil's street-level agony living next to Thor's rainbow-powered gods, and it still works. Why can't Gotham and Metropolis share the same narrative sky? If Gunn's entire vision for DC is a toolbox full of unique tones, the argument for Pattinson's Batman not fitting in suddenly feels, well, lazy. But the story gets even stranger. Let's talk timelines and the politics of the cinematic universe. While Superman is out here, lighting up the box office and redefining the superhero status quo, The Batman Part 2 is lurking in development limbo. Reeves finally handed in a first draft after years of silence, and the best guess for a release is, get this, late 2027. Maybe even 2028. That means Batman might be hitting theaters just before Marvel's next Avengers, Secret Wars. Talk about brutal timing. Imagine a detective thriller sandwiched between multiversal apocalypse events. The stakes for DC have never been higher, and yet the studio sent a powerful signal. When James Gunn went on to Late Night with Seth Meyers, Money Time for promo appearances, talking all things DC, nobody brought up Batman. Not the host, not other guests, and yet Gunn did. He went out of his way to mention Reeves' Batman by name. That's not an accident. You don't have to study PR to know that's a deliberate nudge to the fans. These pieces fit together. Just watch. Let's be honest, crossing over Pattinson's Batman and Corenswet's Superman isn't just a geek's dream, it's a studio's ace in the hole. If Gunn's Brave and the Bold Batman reboot fails to capture imaginations, or gets lost in development, DC already has one of the most acclaimed Batmans of all time just waiting in the wings. Why overthink it? But before we start daydreaming about rooftop meet-cutes and bat signals lighting up Metropolis, let's get granular. The reason this crossover feels inevitable comes down to narrative logic. DC's world is messy, chaotic, sprawling. In this universe, Gotham needs to exist as a stark counterpoint to Metropolis. Superman battles monsters in broad daylight, saving humanity at scale. Batman stalks criminals by moonlight, solving mysteries that would stump even the world's greatest minds. It's precisely this tonal whiplash, a god among men versus a man refusing to be broken by monsters, that makes the crossover so rich. Imagine this: Superman, beloved, trusted, the face of hope. Batman, mistrusted, a whisper, the face of fear. The world's reaction to both isn't just delicious drama, it's baked right into their mythologies. And the new DCU is finally set up to celebrate that tension. Gunn said it himself. The DCU is meant to feel like a wide, textured world, not a cookie-cutter formula. That means a world with room for darkness and hope, for soaring heroics and silent investigations. The only thing stopping this union is commitment. So, what's the holdup? Sure, there are 1,000 obstacles: schedules, egos, contracts, the ever-grinding gears of corporate Hollywood. Matt Reeves is legendary for his perfectionism, his slow, methodical approach to story.
I mean, there's a lot. I know what it's about now. It's just, like, Matt is a very careful writer, but I finally now know what it's about.
Robert Pattinson literally just found out what the Batman Part 2 will be about. A secret so closely guarded it seems Reeves was making sure every line, every twist earned its place on screen. In most universes, this would spell chaos. In DC's current multiverse, it's just another thread waiting to be woven in. Here's another layer. These movies don't have to fight for the same tonal real estate. Gunn has said, every project going forward is meant to have a unique tone. Superman can be cosmic, chaotic, joyful. Batman can be grim, obsessive, tightly wound. Both, even with all their differences, could share a universe and thrive precisely because of those contrasts. They wouldn't cancel each other out. If anything, they amplify what's best in each other. Go back to those Easter eggs. The Gotham Road sign flashed during Superman's epic final fight. That's a message. The major flood causes suffering headline in the background. It's not lazy set design, it's intentional world building. These are breadcrumbs, the kind that only get dropped when a studio wants fans to speculate, wants them to piece the puzzle together on their own. But let's zoom out. Why is now the perfect time for a crossover? Timing, as always, is everything. The Batman's next installment will drop just as superhero fatigue is threatening even the biggest franchises. Audiences want something new, a collision of favorite worlds, a clash of philosophies instead of just another fistfight. Studios need something buzzy, unmissable, giant, merging Pattinson's Batman, one of the best received Batmen in decades, with Corenswet's Superman, arguably the freshest take on the character since Christopher Reeve, would set the pop culture world ablaze. Still not convinced? Let's look at Hollywood precedent. The MCU did it with Daredevil, a soft reboot of a non-canon Netflix series, now sliding smoothly into the main cinematic timeline. No one cared how it happened. They just wanted it to happen. Even James Gunn has already made canon flexible, folding in characters from Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, and Waller from different eras without so much as an apology. If fans want it, and the story works, studios find a way. So, what would a crossover look like? Picture this: the Batman, still young, early in his vigilante career, his reputation more myth than reality. Superman, just coming to terms with his powers, the world still divided on whether to trust him. As chaos erupts in Metropolis, whispers drift across city lines. Gotham's mobsters start making deals with Metropolis tech villains. A shared enemy emerges. Maybe not a god, maybe not a monster, but a threat both cities have to face, each in their own way. The first meeting isn't a team-up, it's a confrontation. Batman doesn't trust easily. Superman wants to believe in the goodness of everyone, even those lurking in the shadows. Their philosophies grind, clash, threaten to explode. But that's just Act 1. As the threat grows, both heroes are forced to step outside their comfort zones. Maybe Batman learns to loosen his grip, to believe. Maybe Superman learns the value of digging through shadows, of never settling for easy answers. By the climax, they don't have to become best friends, just mutual warriors, shaped by a shared world. Let's not forget, DC's been building toward this for years. Ever since "are we getting just one Batman or two?" became the most pressing question in fandom. The studio's response has been canny. Keep options open. Don't slam doors. Hint, tease, leave room to maneuver. Gunn may have even left a door open by accident, but in Hollywood, there are no accidents. There are opportunities, and DC has a habit of turning what if into when. Let's talk lasting impact. If this crossover lands, if Gotham and Metropolis finally share more than just a comic book page, it gives the entire DC universe a hard reset. It tells audiences, you don't have to choose between grounded and cosmic. You get both. That's something no reboot, no solo film can ever hope to achieve. Why does this feel different from all those failed promises of cinematic universes past? Because this time, every clue feels intentional. No one is outright denying it. Everyone is, in fact, stoking the fire, building momentum. Gunn talks of wide textured worlds. Reeves congratulates Gunn in interviews. Even cameo rumors, once the red flag of a desperate franchise, now feel like the groundwork for something both directors actually want. Let's not overlook what this would mean for the DCU's future. When you combine Pattinson's critical acclaim as a fresh, unpredictable Batman with Corenswet's youthful, hopeful Superman, you're no longer just trying to copy Marvel's playbook. You're doing something uniquely DC, celebrating the weird, the dark, the heroic, the petty, all at once. Gotham's alleys and Metropolis's skylines have always been two sides of the same coin. Merging them should have always been the plan. So, is it a sure thing? Nothing in Hollywood is. There are obstacles.
Oh, you discovered that there was an alien that was Superman. There'd be a lot of shock. I mean, people would have to say like, oh my God, and maybe that would be the one fantastical.
Matt Reeves is slow, meticulous. He won't break his script for a quick cameo. Studio politics could derail even the best laid plans. But the narrative, the hints, the timing, all point in one direction. Pattinson's Batman and Corenswet's Superman are on a collision course. And that's why, as of now, there's a 99% chance we're going to witness a crossover for the ages. Maybe the movies won't spell it out until the credits roll, but the groundwork has already been laid. The Easter eggs are there. The interviews are saying just enough, never too much. For fans, the anticipation has never been higher. So, the next time you watch Superman soar or Batman prowl Gotham's rooftops, look a little closer. That sign, that headline, that comment on a late-night show. These are more than just throwaway moments. They're signals. Something big is coming. And when the world's greatest detective finally meets the universe's greatest hero, it won't just be a crossover. It'll be the start of a whole new era. If you love this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more superhero breakdowns, and tell us in the comments. Do you want Pattinson's Batman to meet Corenswet's Superman? Stay tuned. Share this video with fellow DC fans, and don't miss our upcoming theories. You won't want to miss what's next.